and welcome to The Source on the Internet. My name is Andrew Miller.
My name is Aaron McWhorter.
And thank you for joining us today, and thank you for watching all of these videos, because we truly have had a lot of fun doing it, and we have enjoyed spreading the good word of freedom of speech and individual rights out to the public. As you probably saw in our last webisode, we have had some victory. We've gotten our show back, but we're still suspended.
We have 10 days that started today.
So, for the university, and for anyone else who was involved with this, we got something for you. We got something for you. It's a little thing that says, you've been caught doing a great service. But nope.
Not yet. It's in sight.
Not yet.
It's in sight. You almost got it. But if you want the elusive star, you know what you have to do.
You know what you have to do.
You got to put us back on the air as soon as possible.
You got to do the right thing.
And you got to get rid of this 10-day ban. And it's not, let's clarify, it's not 10 days, it's 10 student days. So therefore it's a 2-week ban. It's not just, 10 straight days. No, it's just student days. So technically we're off the air for 2 weeks.
So, if you want that.
And we're keeping it right here for you.
We got it right here in the drawer.
If you want it.
Right here in the secret drawer.
There it is.
There it is. You just let us know. Because we'll be back on the air on April 23rd. We did not air today. Today, by the way, is April 9th. We did not go on the air because we wanted to start a suspension immediately so we could get back on the air as soon as possible. But the university, please, please, everyone who's involved, please, we're going to try and appeal this to the managers of WFSE, and hopefully we can get back on the air sooner because this is important.
And we shouldn't say please because we did nothing wrong.
That's true. That's true.
We are not. Oh, please give us it. No. We want it.
We want it back,
and here's why. We are demanding it.
We're playing ball,
yes.
And we're not going quote unquote viral.
Well, technically we are, because if this is a video and everyone's watching it, it's a viral video. But I mean, whatever.
Well, then what again? What is viral?
Oh yeah, exactly. Is it? Oh, what kind of viral video is it? And is it
Well,
professional?
let's not get too postmodern, Aaron, shall we? The thing we wanted to do is just say thank you, everyone, for watching our videos. Thank you for
continue watching them.
Yes, and thank you for staying on the Facebook group. And for people who are listening, we're going to put a link over here, okay, to join the Facebook group. We've changed the name from Save the Source to Eliminate Censorship on College Campuses because we need to set up a network of people who can help get rid of censorship on college campuses. It needs to happen.
And which is what we're going to try and start up a group.
Yes.
An individual rights group on
individual
campus.
rights, civil liberties, what have you.
Before we leave.
Yes.
And then hopefully, it'd be nice if we had one more semester, because then we could be in charge of it. And we could get it all established for a semester and then have a vote for who was going to take over.
Not necessarily in charge of it, but we want to organize something.
Yeah, so we can organize it. Not
be
dictators, but just so we can organize and get everything to come together, because we would just like to be a part of it, but we have to entrust it with people who actually aren't apathetic and are
absolutely. We want to keep something. I guess we want to have some more extrinsic good come out of this because.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you like that? Okay. But as we said before, keep listening to us, and I want you to stay updated because we had sort of a dip in our group on Facebook, but now it's starting to rebound. So please, come on, join that group. Join that group. But what we wanted to talk about, and the reason why we had this little baby playing for you, is because, and someone asked us this, why are we on a shit list? Well, it's because the source is on the shit list.
On the shit list.
So
we just thought it was great commentary to have that. I think it just a little
bit of satire.
It worked out perfectly. I know it's unprofessional.
It's satirical.
Please forgive us. But
forgive us.
We're trying to do our best here.
And we don't want to offend anyone on tonight's broadcast, but if you're offended, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about smoking. Smoking?
Well, not smoking. The smoking ban, more precisely.
Okay.
And we are going to, of course, it's...
Aaron, well, let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it. Right now, we're going to talk about, really quick, on campus and then the country as a whole.
And this is sort of a sampling of what we talk about every day on our radio show and some of the banter between us. We don't always disagree, but we'll see how this goes.
For those who don't know, or don't go to this school, there was a smoking ban that was started this year back in August or September, and we were given 24-hour notice through an email.
Yep.
And it's a ban on smoking campus-wide.
Sorry, this academic year.
This academic year, I should say, yes.
So it started last semester, and we were given 24-hour notice by the university that it was...
Via email, by the way.
Via email that, and someone might argue that, oh, well, the law was already in place beforehand, but how many students are going to really know that?
And we also, to clarify, I'm not a smoker.
Nor am I, but I do have a history of smoking in my past. Of course, it was always just like, I call it sport smoking, where it's like you do one every now and then.
I've never really had one ever.
I'm personally not a big fan of it myself. But the fact of the matter is people were given 24-hour notice before this smoking ban went out, and they were essentially told, okay, no more smoking, you can't do it anymore anywhere on campus. They even noted if you're driving a car through campus, you can't be smoking in your car. As if the smoke was to leak out and then get into the lungs of passerbys.
And that's unbelievable because, one, I think the smoking ban on campus to begin with was crap. But you cannot tell a citizen in their car what they can and cannot do by law. I mean, it's their car. They are allowed to smoke.
Sure.
You can't, as a campus, pass a law saying you can't smoke in a car. That's impossible.
I agree with you on the car thing. I think that there's no way that the campus, this is not just Edinburgh. I want to throw that out there. This is all PASHE schools or the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education.
They don't like the PASHE thing.
They don't like being called PASHE. But this is all PASHE schools who are saying no more smoking on campuses. Done. And this is including the car. I don't agree with the car. I'm not a big supporter of, I guess, state-sponsored, mandates which tell you what to do in your personal and private life. I don't like that. However, there is the issue of secondhand smoke, and particulates getting into people's lungs and causing damage to that. And can you defend that? I mean, that happens.
I'm not
when I go by a smoker, I get a little cough. I go.
Well, I mean, it's just here's the thing. There are side effects for secondhand smoke. But
you don't say.
But a lot of these numbers can be changed and worked to fit. I'll link right over here in the sidebar to a few of the studies that I have found that say that this whole secondhand smoke scare is overblown completely, and that the effect the effect of you being around it once in a while is minimal, and there's no risk to it. I mean, it talks about people who work with smokers and everything. There's about 3 studies that I've found. I'll link them right over here. I actually made a note about this on my Facebook. I think it was last year, and I talked about this, and I also brought all the 3 studies, but I'll just link them again.
Listen, man, all I gotta say to you is, people out there, go down there,
and
write it, because I don't agree with you 100%, and I'm interested to see what
if there's a ban on smoking, I don't think you can do it in a public area. I don't like that, especially but for private. If it's your club, if it's your house, if it's your car, you cannot. I think it shouldn't be right for the government to tell them what they can and can't do.
Okay, but what about smoking outside of a building? Because if someone's walking outside and they inhale smoke, and what if they're allergic to the smoke? Shouldn't they be protected somehow?
Well, what about people who are allergic to all kinds of things? I mean, you can't make laws that say you gotta ban this and ban that. If you want to make laws that could ban at any time, that any bad thing could happen to any person at any time, might as well just ban human interaction altogether. I mean, it's absurd.
And I guess, that's a good point that you bring up, and I guess this takes us all the way back around to our initial freedom of speech argument, is that the constitutional freedom of speech, the First Amendment, does not guarantee you, the right not to be offended by something.
Freedom of speech is by definition offensive sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't agree with what someone is saying, you're going to be offended by it.
But the smoking issue, I think, is different, because I think it does cause physical harm to people.
So do I, but you have an option. You don't have to work at that place. You don't have to go into that bar. You know full well, going into a bar, if it is smoking, that there is going to be smokers there. And how elitist is it of you if you go in there and say, you're not going to do that around me, because I came into this bar, I'm the center of the whole world, and I'm going to make you stop doing what you're doing. You don't have a right to. That is their property. You are there by the owner's discretion.
Yeah.
He or she allows you to be on their property. The second they want you off their property, they have every right for any reason to kick you out. For any reason. If it's private. If it's public, it's a different issue. I still think that
I think another issue that's being overlooked too is the fact that there is this smoking ban on campus, but it is kind of being, I guess, overlooked.
No one follows it, by the way.
Well,
no one follows it. I mean, I see people smoking all the time.
Well,
I like the power. More power to you.
Well, I live in the residence halls, and I see people go across the street all the time to go and have a cigarette, and that, that's fine. But it's just now that's creating a harsh atmosphere outside of the campus, and I think that's bad. So, in our last breath, I want to say thank you for watching The Source, and we'll be back to you tomorrow. So keep watching and keep up the good fight, people, because liberty needs to be upheld. Do you agree?
Completely.
Aaron?
Andy?
It's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks. Well, that's my line.
I know, I stole his line. See ya.